In December and January, I went to India, Dubai, and Mauritius, and I played poker. Did I win anything?
Think dentist? Think Dentiglow.
Hi everyone, welcome to Brisbane Poker Club. I'm your host Aman. Today I'm back with another video which is part of the series Becoming the Pro. As you remember, we put a target to make $72,000 in a year to see if we can qualify ourselves as a professional. We have already done one video for the month of November. So I'm back to you guys with another video to track the results for December 2025 and January 2026. Having said that, I was traveling overseas and I was out of Australia for most of the time. I went to India, from there I went to Dubai, and from there I went to Mauritius, and then back to Brisbane. Given the fact I was traveling so much, I didn't play much poker, but I had good experience. So let's get back to the numbers and let me share my information and my KPIs with you. As you remember from our last video, we are using this white sheet where we have written down our KPIs, and we're going to be discussing and talking about each section, and I'll be filling in the information. So let's start with the first section, the tournament breakdown. Number of tournaments. So I was traveling overseas and I went in the mid-December, and I came back in sort of late January. Before going, I was able to play a few games in Australia, in Brisbane, and I did manage to play 2 games in Mauritius. So in total, I played 6 games. Now, what was the average buy-in? When I put all the buy-ins together, the average comes out to be $235. Notable events. To be honest, there wasn't a particular notable event which I can share with you. The only notable thing was I was playing in Mauritius and I got to see the local casino there and how they were running it, but there was nothing particular I would like to share with you. So in terms of the best run of the month, I have to say I played a cash game in Mauritius and one tournament game. Typically, I don't play cash games even in Australia, so that was quite interesting, and I actually had a good run. In the end, I won 18,000, not dollars, Mauritian rupee, but nonetheless, it was a sweet win, and it motivated me and had a great time. So that was the best run I had in January. Now the next section is worst run of the month. To be honest, for the rest of the games, it was pretty much average game and outcome for me. So I didn't run particularly good, and that was it. So in terms of the worst run of the month, I think there was nothing spectacular I can share with you, but it was a typical game in, game out. Now let's talk about key hands breakdown. One big win. So I was playing in Mauritius and I was playing that cash game, and I'm trying to figure out all the local players, how they're playing, what bet sizing they're using, how much they're raising, how much they're re-raising. So I was playing pretty tight initially, and once I got comfortable, I started making some moves, I started making some plays. One particular hand which really stuck out was I had pocket aces, and one particular player from the middle position, he raised, another person re-raised, and I pushed all in on top. The original raiser, he called me straight away, and the other guy, he was thinking about it, but given the fact my all-in push wasn't that big compared to the raise he has already put in, he has to call. He was already priced in. And in the end, I ended up winning that particular hand, and that really built up my pot. And from there, I was able to make further moves and accumulate more chips down the line. So that was one of the big wins I had over there. Now, one big mistake. Again, it had to do with pocket aces. I was playing a game in Brisbane, and our player raised from the button position, and I was the small blind. I look at my 2 cards, and they're pocket aces, and I'm very happy. Now I have to decide, I'm going to slow play, I'm going to trap, I'm going to re-raise, what's my strategy going to be? Typically, I like to trap people with those sort of hands, but as I've discussed with you guys, I need to bring more aggression in my game, and I need to raise and re-raise more often. I still fall into my own trap that I just called in the hopes that I'll trap him, because that particular player, he has been playing aggressively, and I was hoping to take all of his stack. So I call and the big blind calls. So the flop comes Queen 6 2. I check, the big blind check, and the original raiser, he puts 2x the big blind. So I flat call him, and then big blind folds, and the turn comes a 5. I check again, and the villain on the button position, he raises half the pot, and I decide to now re-raise him, and I go all in, and he snap calls me, and I regret my decision. So he shows me he had 2-3, and the flop was Queen 6-4, and on the turn came 5, which was a gut shot straight draw, and he got it. And I instantly regretted it. I should have re-raised him on the flop or pre-flop actually, and that's a mistake I made again, and I really need to work on that leak. So anyway, so that was one of my biggest mistake in this latest series. And one interesting spot. So when I went to Mauritius, when I was playing that cash game, there was this one particular gentleman, and he was playing pretty much every hand. And trust me guys, he was raising every single hand. So there were people will call him, he will show the hand, and he has nothing. He has a bottom pair or no pair or a draw, and he's just shoving all in. Then he does the same thing again. When it came to me, I thought surely he can't be doing all the time. And he's busting his bankroll, he's buying in again, and he kept on doing it non-stop. When it came to me, eventually I got tripled up, and then I sort of ran into him in a few situations, and I kept raising him, re-raising him, and he kept on shoving all in on me. And every single time I think, he must be having a hand this time. He can't be just going all in every single hand. Luck has to turn to his side, and eventually he is going to make a hand. But trust me, I've never seen anything like this. Every single time he has either nothing or a draw or a bottom pair, and he rebought at least 15 to 20 times. In the end, he ran out of money. He asked his friend on the table to borrow some money. Eventually that ran out, and then he had to go downstairs, get money out from the ATM, and then rebought. So that was quite an interesting spot. So my conclusion was, don't be like this guy. If you're having a bad day, if you have too much to drink, it's better to call it a day and go home and sleep it off. There's no point in throwing your money, and everyone made money out of this particular guy. So he was the weak link in that particular game, and he made everyone's night but his own. So that was quite interesting. Now, while we're talking about Mauritius, it is quite an interesting country. I really, really liked it. It is very laid back, very slow, very good chill vibe. But when I went to the casino, I was very excited. I want to go and check it out, and I want to play some games. If you remember the very first person I interviewed on this channel, his name is Saurabh Gulati, and I ran into him in a game in Gold Coast. He is actually living in Mauritius. So I actually called him, and he came to meet me, and he told me about the casino, and he told me about the games. I can go with him and we can have a game there. So I was very excited. I'm like, okay, let's go and check it out. But when I went to the place, it's called T Vegas. It was in a shopping center, a small shopping center. But after seeing it, I wasn't very excited. It was a very sort of run-down facility. At the ground level, they had some slot machines, and at the first level, they had the poker game. I have to say, even in our pubs and different function centers, we have better facilities, and they run a better game than there. The players were good. They were nice to talk to, very easygoing, but they were talking in their French dialect. I think it's called Creole. That's how they were talking, but when they get to know you don't speak that, you talk English, and they were happy to accommodate, and they were talking to you in English. So the players were good. They were nice and decent enough, but the facilities was not impressive. Having said that, I was told the current owner recently passed away, and just before that, he sold the business to someone else. So my hope is that the new owner will take it more seriously, and they're going to revamp the facilities. But otherwise, the country was amazing. I had a nice drive. The food was great. The hospitality was amazing. So if you haven't been there, I would recommend you to go and check it out. Very chill vibe. Now let's get back to the stats. Now we have already spoken about this, the leaks which I have identified, and I need to work on it. Mainly it's aggression leak, calling station, fatigue, adjusting to table dynamics, all of them are still valid and still needs to be worked upon. I'm making progress in the area, but bad habits die very slowly. So I'm still working on it. I'm getting better, but still a lot of work needs to be done. But I recently noticed one more a bad habit or a leak which I need to work on. It's A, alcohol, and B, coffee. Alcohol, because I've seen that other guy in Mauritius, he was drinking so much and he wasn't playing his optimum game. So we have to make sure, like, we're in the best state of mind when we're playing. Plus, I've seen sometimes coffee is a good stimulant, but if you drink too much coffee, it can give you the body crash as well. After certain hours, once you had coffee, you're feeling good, you're stimulated, you're on the go, but then suddenly you feel a bit of crash. I'm not sure if you felt that, but in my personal capacity, I've seen it happen a few times. So that's something I need to work on and keep an eye out as well, because poker is all about making best decisions. Poker is not about winning hand, losing hand. Poker is not about making money, losing money. Poker is all about making the right decision in that moment. And to do so, you need to have a very focused mind. You need to have a mind which is very optimum and can think clearly. So that's another leak I need to work on. Now let's move forward. I know you want to know what's the ultimate result. Did we make the money or not? Did we hit our target or not? But we'll get there soon. Now, in the money performance. So in the money, in total we played 6 games. In those 6 games, I'm including one cash game which I won. But all the other 5 games, did we win? No. We had a bad run in December and one game in January, and I didn't win in any of them. So in the money, I would say 0. Deep run stats. In how many games I reached the 10% or more? Again, I'm discounting the cash game. So in all the other games, I actually did not reach the top 10%. So again, this came down to be 0. Now let's talk about return on investment. So return on investment, as you know, how much profit you made versus how much money you have invested in the game to win that. So that's how we calculate return on investment. Unfortunately, we did not make any money in this particular session. So our ROI is actually in minus, because in total in these games I have spent $940. So in the ROI, because we actually didn't win any money, so the return on investment would be 0. In total, we have spent $940 to buy in the games. So that was it. Now the hourly rate for the month. Again, I'm working on this stat. I really need to write down the start time and the finish time. Again, I'm going to take an average out for this game, and given the fact that we haven't won, we actually lost money in this particular session in December and January. So our hourly rate is actually minus. So it's minus $78. So we are losing almost $80 per hour when we're playing poker in the month of December and January. Now let's talk about the main thing. What happened overall? If you remember, we started our journey with $5,000. In the month of November, we won $1,160, making our total $6,160. So the closing balance is $5,220. So in this particular month, December and January, we actually lost the money and we did not win anything. In terms of the monthly profit and loss, we lost $940 to buy in those games. And in terms of the percentage growth, rather than going positive, we went to negative, which is 15% in this duration. Is it a setback? I would say a minor setback, because we didn't have much time and we couldn't focus properly, and I was traveling all over the place. I knew it's going to happen. So the idea was to be really set, really focused, and really choose a game where you want to participate and you want to win. Because we were traveling, because we didn't have much time, and I don't want to play when I'm not in the optimum state of mind. So I'm okay with that, because remember, the end goal is we have to win $72,000 in a year, or we win $6,000 per month. So we can look at one way or the other. As long as we hit our goal of $72,000 by end of October this year, we will hit our target. If not, so be it. We'll learn from our mistakes. We will learn from our wrongdoings and we're going to improve on it and see how far it will take us. Now the last thing and the important thing, goal setting or update. So in terms of how many number of tournaments I need to play, I still haven't figured it out. I'll be totally honest with you. It's something I'm still working on, but I do want to participate with this higher buy-in, and there is a bigger player field, so that if you win, if you come in the money, you win a decent amount. There's no point in playing a 20-player game, and even if you win, you grind, you work hard, and in the end, where you win a small amount when you came for a second or third. So number of tournaments, I'm thinking I might focus on bigger series which are coming up. So at least that way, even if I come into money in 1 or 2 big games, that will be nice to have. So I'll be focusing on bigger games / series. Into the money, I think the goal is still the same. If I can come into the money anywhere 25 to 30% of the time, I would be very happy. It depends upon how many games I'm playing, but the objective is to slowly and gradually increase your session, increase the winning percentage, and even if you're not coming in the top 3, at least you come in the top 10%, because that will show that whatever you're working on, it's working, and you're fixing your leaks, and you're gradually becoming better. Study hours. That was something I was really excited about, because I wanted to study at least half an hour every day so that I can finish my notes, I can finish my books, and so forth. I have bought a few books and I'm really excited, but given the fact I was traveling, I did get time. I did carry one of the books with me. I was hoping to finish that one off, but it didn't happen. Now I'm back in the town. I'm going to be focusing on that, and I will finish it soon, and I'll actually review that book and the notes with you. So if you're really interested what the author says and what it's all about, please write in the comment section. Is this something you're interested in? Do you want me to read more books, put a summary together and discuss it with you? If you'd like to see that, please write in the comment section. While we're talking about the comments, I would like to shout out to Jack Singh. I met him at the Empire Poker game. He's a regular visitor of the channel, and he has some good feedback. So Mr. Singh, thank you for your feedback. I do take into account, and I'll be working on the suggestions which you made to me. Now coming back to leaks to target, we already know the leaks which we are working on. There's no point in adding more leaks to it, but the things which you're working on, even if we fix those leaks, we're gonna be trailing much better. And in the end, the bankroll target. As I said, we have gone down to 15% since we have started this journey from November. So November, December, January, technically we should be 18,000 by now. And we're not there. We are sitting at 5220. So my hope and goal is if I can take it to say 10,000 by end of February, because the day I'm shooting it's in February, I would be very happy. And from there, I'll make a detailed systematic plan how am I going to achieve my ultimate goal of 72,000. My initial reading is that I need to focus on lesser games, bigger buy-ins, and go really focused, really specific, to the point. But let's see how that trails. That is the whole point. That is this whole journey, is that learning from the mistakes, learning from the successes, adjusting on the way, and see if we can do it. At the end of the day, I'm not a professional. I'm not even a semi-professional. I'm a working man with a young family, 2 kids to look after, a beautiful wife to share my life. But this is my personal passion, and I want to share this journey with you guys. So let's see how it goes. And in the end, there's one thing I would like to ask you. If you like these videos, if you like what I'm trying to do, if you like to be a part of this, please subscribe to the channel. A lot of people are actually watching the content, they're watching the videos, but they're not subscribing. And I used to hate it when all the content creators used to say, please, like my channels, hit the bell icon and subscribe. But trust me, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of effort and passion goes into it. This particular channel is not for me to make money or do anything, but to actually share my journey with you. And the only thing I'm looking forward to is checking how many people are subscribing, how many people are commenting. Because that's the main thing, that really motivates me. And if you do that, that's one way to track my progress, that people do appreciate it and they want to see such content down the line. So it's only going to take 1 second. If you enjoy this, please like, share, and subscribe. That's all for now, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'll be bringing more player interviews, more videos in the Becoming the Pro journey, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Stay healthy, stay safe. I'll catch you till next time.